All right, let's talk about a tool you probably have open on your computer right now, Microsoft Excel. We're going to go on a little journey to show you how that simple grid of cells is actually an incredibly powerful platform for telling stories, solving some pretty complex problems, and, even automating your work. So let's dive in.
At its core, the classic definition of a spreadsheet is basically a digital version of an accountant's old paper worksheet. Just a grid, right? Made for numbers and calculations. But that definition, well, that's just page one of a much, much bigger story.
And that's the real question, isn't it? What if that simple paper grid could perform crazy, complex calculations in a split second? What if it could spot trends in your data you'd never see on your own and automate all your most boring tasks? That's the real magic of Excel, and that's exactly what we're going to explore.
So let's start with the absolute fundamentals. At its heart, a spreadsheet is really just a tool for processing and summarizing information to make sense of it all. I mean, this could be anything: your personal budget, a big company's financial report, or even project cash flows.
I like to think of Excel as your personal canvas for data. It really doesn't matter if you're a student trying to track your grades, a project manager on a tight deadline, or just trying to get your personal finances organized. Excel gives you the structure you need to organize, calculate, and finally understand all that information.
To build anything cool in Excel, you've got to start with the basic building blocks. We're talking cells and worksheets. And just to give you an idea of the sheer scale we're working with here, let's look at how massive a single one of these worksheets can be.
Over 1 million. No, seriously, that's the maximum number of rows you get on one single Excel worksheet. And when you pair that with over 16,000 columns, you're looking at this gigantic digital space that can handle some truly huge data sets.
So every single one of those million-plus rows and thousands of columns crosses to form a cell. It seems so simple, but that little cell is the most important part of Excel. It's the basic unit where you put everything, where you calculate everything. It all starts in just one single cell.
And here's one of Excel's kind of subtle but really smart features. If you type in text, it automatically scoots over to the left. If you type in numbers, they align to the right. It seems like a tiny detail, right? But it's Excel's way of giving you a visual cue that it knows what kind of data you're working with, and that's absolutely essential for making sure your calculations actually work.
Good organization is everything in any project. So instead of leaving your worksheets with boring names like Sheet 1 or Sheet 2, you should give them names that actually mean something. Here are 3 super quick ways to do it.
Okay, once your data is all nice and organized, you can start to make it tell a story. And this is where we move beyond just a bunch of raw numbers and really bring them to life with data visualization.
Look at this. On the left, you've got raw data. I mean, it's accurate, but it's really hard to see what's going on at a glance. On the right, you have the exact same data, but it's a chart. Instantly, you can see the comparisons, the trends, the highs, the lows. This is what charts do. They turn raw data into immediate insight.
Excel gives you this whole toolkit for telling these stories, and picking the right chart is key. If you want to compare different items, you're going to use a column or a bar chart. To show a trend over time, a line chart is your absolute best friend. And to see how different parts make up a whole, well, that's what a pie chart is for.
This is the question you should always be asking. The right chart doesn't just show you numbers. It reveals the narrative that was hidden inside them all along. But what if Excel could do more than just help you tell the story? What if it could do the actual work for you?
Okay, this next section is all about working smarter, not harder. Excel has some seriously powerful features that let you automate those repetitive tasks, and that can save you an incredible amount of time and effort. Let's talk about macros. The best way to think of a macro is as your own personal robot. You do a series of actions one time, like formatting a report or something, and the macro records every single one of your mouse clicks and keystrokes. Then you can just tell your robot to repeat that exact same sequence perfectly in one step as many times as you want.
And creating this robot doesn't require any coding whatsoever. It's as simple as hitting record, doing your task just one time, and then hitting stop. That's it. Excel just watches what you do and learns how to do it again on command.
Automation isn't just about the tasks you do inside your sheet either. It's also about bringing new information in. Get this. Excel can connect directly to websites to pull in live data. That means your analysis can be updated automatically with zero copying and pasting.
And again, it's so much easier than you'd think. You just go over to the Data tab, click From Web, and paste in the URL of a page that has a data table, like say a Wikipedia page with World Cup results. Excel's Power Query tool will then let you pull that table right into your sheet. It's amazing.
So, we've gone from a simple blank grid to a powerful, automated, analytical tool. Let's just do a quick recap of the skills that are now part of your core Excel toolkit.
You now have a solid foundation for organizing all your data in cells and sheets. You've got the tools to visualize that data with charts to tell a compelling story. And you know how to automate your workflow with macros and connect to live data from the web. You've pretty much gone from grid to genius.
Ultimately, Excel isn't just software. It's a platform for solving problems. You now have the toolkit to organize, visualize, and automate. So the only question left is, what problem are you going to solve first?